Welcome back again, guys, and this is an exciting lesson because from now on we'll be able to run our lines of code multiple times. Until now, each line of code is run precisely once, or possibly not at all if it was part of an if, elif, else block. So there are several different kinds of loops. We're only going to talk about while loops today, and we're not going to cover everything about them either. We're just going to introduce them and show a couple of examples. So let's start with a slide. This will show the syntax. So the syntax is we have the keyword while, and then we have a condition which evaluates to true or false. Now if it evaluates to false, then the loop doesn't even begin. We just go straight to whatever code is after the loop. If the condition evaluates to true though, we have a code block indicated by a colon, just like in an if statement, and all of the indented code is a part of the loop. So the loop keeps going until the condition becomes false. Now, if the condition never becomes false, you have what is known as an infinite loop, which is not good, also known as bad. Now, infinite loop is an infamous term in programming. I think some people get a bit carried away, as if it's going to melt your computer or something like that. It's not quite that bad, but you certainly want to avoid them. I am going to run an infinite loop though, nevertheless. So I've got a program set up here. I'll comment out this part, and it's just the first two lines is going to make up this program. Now, this is the simplest way to set up an infinite loop. We have while true. Now, true is obviously always true. You could do any true statement like 2 double equals 2, 2 is greater than 1, anything that evaluates to true is going to run always. So we're just going to print infinity times 10, which in itself is quite an interesting concept. So we're here in our terminal. So let's run the program, strap ourselves in. We called it while.py. Oh, and you can see that's going great guns. Now I've pressed Control and C to interrupt that. I think that was running for maybe a couple of seconds at the most, and I'm scrolling up as fast as I can on the mouse like a nutcase, and take me a while to get to the top of the screen. So I'm not going to bother going all the way up to the top. I'm just going to do another Control and C, and it's going to jump back down here. So that's an infinite loop. Like you saw, they're not the end of the world. Of course, if you run one and it does melt your computer, then that's not my fault. Right, so when we're using a while loop, there's typically two ways for the condition to become true. Now, we're only going to do the first type in this lesson. Basically, what we do is we set up the loop, and it keeps running until something happens. In this case, it's going to be until a certain word is entered on the keyboard. The second way out of the while loop is you set up some kind of counter variable, and you just increase that through each iteration, each time through the loop, and eventually when the counter variable reaches a certain number, then the condition will become false and the loop can stop. There is a third way out of a loop, and that is using a keyword break, which we'll cover in a later video. So we're just going to, as I say, do the first of the three types there. So let me comment out these first two lines, and let me uncomment these, and I'll just quickly run through what's happening here. So we set a password to the value of secret. We ask the user for the password. Now, if the word secret is entered first time around, then the loop isn't going to run, and we come straight down to line 10. If any other word is entered, then we enter the loop and we get "you are wrong, lad." Apologies if you don't consider yourself a lad, feel free to change that. And the loop will basically run ad infinitum until we enter the word secret in lowercase. We'd know how to make that case insensitive, but I don't see the need to do that today. Right, so let me save that and run the program. Right, so let's get it wrong a few times. Just type in random gibberish and it's obviously saying that we're wrong. So eventually when we type in the word secret, we get "ahoy there matey," and that's the end of the loop and the end of the program. I'll just show you that if we get it right first time that we don't get "you are wrong, lad." And there you go. That is our program. So next up, we're going to see more about while loops, and I'll show you the counter variable in particular. So that's great. I'll include a link for the code in the description of the video, and feel free to ask any questions at all, and nothing would make me happier than to answer those. So thanks for tuning in, and I really hope I see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.